I'm Greg Wilson, and I started Macroholics in January of 2017 and lost 50 pounds over the course of 2017. Went on maintenance at the end of 2017 and have been with the program since then.
That's awesome. So glad to have you. Tell me a little bit about some of the challenges you faced with your journey.
So, initially, when starting Macroholics, it's just a huge reconfiguration of your relationship to food, because I've always thought that I was eating healthy, and that meant brown rice and steamed vegetables and chicken breast, but eating all of it because it tasted so good. And so getting the mindset with the program and learning to trust the program, and I'm an overthinker, so I'm constantly thinking about all of those things. So had really good results. Going on maintenance, it's been a stressful year, so my weight has come up about 10 pounds, but that's nothing compared to where I was before. And I'm back on fat loss macros right now, winding that back down. But it's been a different kind of challenge being on maintenance, figuring out what it means to hold that line and where your body wants to find that equilibrium, and how the discipline needs to be there, and how you need to continue working with the discipline on maintenance through the program.
Right, absolutely. So we touched on it a little bit in our podcast, but tell me a little bit about some of the best advice you received about Macroholics.
Yeah, and I always think about it was a blog post that David made a long time ago, maybe a year and a half ago.
I mean, forever ago.
But where he was talking about if you count up all the days that's somebody's birthday, or it's a weekend, or it's a holiday, or it's a vacation day, or something like that, there's just a really small sliver of days in the year that we would count as normal days.
Absolutely.
And so if you have an eating plan, or if you are thinking about doing Macroholics only on normal days, then you're sunk. And so you have to have a plan, you have to have a strategy to be able to go in and say, no donuts for me, I'm not going to do that, because this day is important to what I'm trying to do this week, and that's important to my long-term goal, and I want my even though my trend line tracking my weight is going to look like a saw going down, I want that trend to keep going down. And though there are some days where you don't have to be as mindful as other days, most of the days you really need to be on top.
Absolutely. Yeah, consistency just being like the big key there. Just the difference in being able to do something on a normal day and being able to do it consistently, even on those harder days where it's, your birthday or your wife's birthday, or, there's all kinds of different things that come up. So having that accountability and that place that you can go to, that that you have somewhere to say, hey, I'm struggling, this is going to be like, David and I have 4 birthdays and anniversary and all this stuff in 1 month, and how do I navigate that and still be successful.
And for me, potlucks are just something that are really hard for me. So around the holidays or things like that, I really have to have a good plan going into a situation where there's going to be a lot of stimulation, a lot of food and small talk.
That's so interesting. It's opposite for me. I'm a terrible social eater. I'm super awkward, and so if I could just go to a potluck, I would look great. I'm I don't want to eat. I don't have food in my teeth. I feel really awkward. So you and I are different there. But that's a lot of people love social eating, and I have many friends on the program that's their biggest weakness is it was dinner at my in-laws, and that's tough for me. And so I love helping them navigate that. For me, if I'm alone, that's when the food is the problem. So if I could just live in a potluck, that'd be great. So tell me some things just about you and your life, and things that you enjoy, things things you like doing? I know you do CrossFit, things like that, yoga.
Yeah, I do CrossFit. I'm turning 52 here in a couple of weeks, and CrossFit. I train with Kristen at CrossFit Lubbock, and she pushes me, and it's fantastic.
That's awesome.
But my body can't take being pushed more than about 3 days a week. So.
I have a 3-day limit on being pushed.
Yeah, well, I have to be careful. So I do some yoga, I do some running, I do some other weight work to kind of support the stuff that I know Kristen is going to ask me to do, or the things that I'm working toward as goals in CrossFit. We were doing Weakness Wednesday yesterday, and so doing the handstand push-ups off the big wooden box, trying to get to a point where I can actually do them against the walls.
Absolutely.
So I'm constantly trying to do shoulder work to try and work up on that. But other things I enjoy, I make quilts.
Yes, I love that.
I've got 3 dogs.
Oh, what kind of dogs? Tell me about
2 black lab mixes and a golden retriever.
Oh,
And,
big dogs.
Big dogs.
3 big dogs. That's a lot of dogs.
It's a lot of dogs. And a cat named Richard Parker.
Oh my gosh, love the cat named Richard Parker. If you don't know Life of Pi, you need to.
Someone who knows where that's from. And Richard Parker's actually a girl cat.
Right.
But she was the first cat, and so that was the name.
That was the name, yes. I get it.
But enjoy walking the dogs and
being living life. If you have a wife, Rachel.
Rachel, who's also a CrossFitter and enjoy hanging out with her.
Oh, so
she's spectacular.
Sweet. Well, I'm so glad to have you as a client. I'm so glad that you're part of our community. You have such valuable input, and we just couldn't be more thankful for everything you've given to us. So thank you for joining us today.
Oh, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Greg.